Hello guys, in this video I will explain my Todo application. Used JavaScript, HTML, CSS for rendered. Backend I used Spring Boot. Spring Boot is a Java framework. Okay. Now I fill the title and description box. Now I want to save the data, so that I click the save button. Data stored in backend and after that displayed here. Next I want edit the data, means I click edit button. Data came here. After that I edit the data. Now the data is edited. Suppose I want to delete the data, means I click the delete button. Data is deleted. This is how this application worked. Now I explain my backend code workflow. I have two folders, one for frontend, one for backend. Backend I am using Spring Boot, Java Spring Boot. This is the Java project. Todo application.java. This is the main file. Okay, this file is a root file. This here, suppose I want run the server, means I click the run button. That application have two options, on run and debug. If I click the run button, means the application will start run. This is the repository. This is the MongoDB repository. This is to communicate with the MongoDB. I have one interface. This is the model. This is my collection name. What is this data? This is called annotation. Annotation nothing but annotation is the metadata. It is give some additional information about this code. Here I generate get and set method. Basically getter and setter method is used to access the private value. This is the private value, title, description, ID. Suppose I want access and return the value, means I use getter and setter method. Here I am using data annotation. Basically data annotation automatically generate the getter and setter method, so that I am no need write the all generators like getter and setter method. So I am using a data annotation. Data annotation automatically generate getter and setter method. All args constructor, it is create instance of the class. Okay, this is the my collection name. Next controller. This is the controller file. This REST controller at an annotation used to handle the request. Okay, this annotation handle the get mapping, post mapping, put mapping, delete mapping. Why I am used the cars origin? Basically cars origin because I send the data one domain to another domain. Okay, so that I am using cars origin. Cars origin allows send the data one domain to another domain. So that I am using cars origin. Here I put auto wire annotation. What is auto wire? Here I mention private todo repo and t repo. Okay, basically when the Spring application start run, that time one container is created. Okay, inside a container object is created. Suppose inside todo repo object is created here. Okay, next I have one t repo object. This object created here. This object depends on this subject. Okay, so that I inject the this the trepo object inject the to-do repo object. This is called dependency injection. Here put auto wire, automatically this is happen, automatically injected, so that I'm using auto wire. Okay. Next I mentioned get mapping. Here I mentioned get mapping because after saving the data, I get the all data are displayed in front end. Okay, I have mentioned on endpoint. Here I mentioned list. Why I mentioned list? Because the data items coming list order, so that I'm mentioned list. After that, I used find all because I find the all data and from the T repo, so that I'm using find all method. Here I import get mapping. Okay, automatically importing. Next post mapping. This annotation handle the post request. Same here mentioned apply endpoint. Here I have two arguments. One argument. Request dot body. What is this? Because the data is coming in body. Here request dot body extract the data and convert to JSON data and update in Todo model object. Okay. Now the data stored in entity. Now I save the data, so that I am using save method. I save the entity in T repo. Okay, entity have all data. All data means title and description. I save the entity in T repo. Okay, this is put mapping. Put mapping means update. This is handle the update request. Here this class have two arguments. One path variable string id, another one request body. Path variable string id extract the id and have stored in id variable. Request body this extract the data and convert to Todo model, convert to JSON and have stored in entity. Here first I get the old data, existing data, so that I am using find by id. I find the data based on id. Okay, now the old data they are in old entity. Okay, next the new data have an entity. Here I set the new data in old entity. Okay, new data they are in entity. Here I am using set title. Set title set the new entity the old entity. Same that I set the new description entity into old entity. Next I save the old entity in T repo. Next delete mapping. Delete mapping handle the delete method, delete request. Have endpoint and id. Here I have one argument, same path variable string id. Because extract the id and stored in id variable. Now I delete the data based on id, so that I am using delete by id in delete the data in T repo and then return the id. Here get mapping, post mapping, request body, put mapping path variable automatically imported. When I declare the get mapping annotation, that time get mapping automatically imported. Next, initially this Spring application runs on server 8080. Okay, initially this is runs on server 8080. No need to specify the port number. Suppose you want change the port number, means go to the application.properties file. Here you type server.port and you change the port number. Okay, my application running on 5002 port number. Application.yml file. Here I connected the MongoDB. I put the URL and I create the database name. Okay, that's all guys.